Squid Game is Netflix's newest hit, and it's a show that features a bunch of playground children's games, but with a gruesome twist. While the games in the show do exist, they usually are played with way lower stakes, but there are some games that really are played in real life that have some sinister or evil consequences. What is up, Top 10 fam? Welcome back. I am your host today, Olivia Kosolofski, and today we are talking ghosts, demons, and all that spooky, scary stuff as we dive into the top 10 real-life games scarier than Squid Game. Play if you dare. Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have Three Kings Cross. Three Kings Cross is an interesting game, to say the least. It has been described as a meditation ritual, a conduit to the unknown, or perhaps an invitation to the supernatural. Whatever you need it to be. This game originated on the No Sleep Reddit in 2012, but even the person who posted it wrote with it, "Please don't actually try this." This creepy game involves one principal player and one partner, and it's integral that the player fully trusts the partner. It is also said that this game should not be attempted if either person is going through any kind of hard or stressful time in life, and definitely do not attempt under the influence. Basically, after a very specific setup that involves chairs, mirrors, setting your phone's alarm to 3:30, and holding an object of sentimental value. Once 3:30 rolls around, you get into your throne that you would have all set up. Basically, once you're in the throne with a candle lit, you can't look at any of the mirrors, but it is here where one mirror will hold the queen and one mirror will hold the fool, but you may not know which one is which. You can proceed to ask them questions and you may or may not receive answers, and even if you do, depending on if it's the queen or the fool, you may just be receiving lies. You may remain here until 4:34 a.m., which is when your partner should call your name to pull you out of the game. I'm not gonna lie, this game sounds way too eerie for me to even think about trying to play it. In our number 9 spot today, we have the elevator game. This game is said to have originated in Korea, and all you need for it is yourself and an empty elevator in a building that has at least 10 floors. Here's the rules. Enter the elevator alone. Do not get out on any of the floors. If any outsiders get on the elevator, you'll need to start over. Proceed to the 4th floor. Descend to the 2nd floor. Proceed to the 6th floor. Return to the 2nd floor. Ascend to the 10th floor, return to the 5th floor. Here on the 5th floor is when people start experiencing strange things. Once on the 5th floor, people usually say is when they begin encountering a young woman. It's important not to look at or interact with her. It's normal for her to try and contact or try to speak with you, but the game states to ignore her. After this, you press the button to the 1st floor and one of two things will happen. One, if the elevator goes down to the 1st floor, then you need to exit immediately and silently and do not look back. Or two, if the elevator goes up, this means that you've been allowed into the other world. You'll reach the 10th floor and things may look different. No one else will be on the floor. Sometimes the power is out. Here on the 10th floor, you may encounter the young woman again, and if you choose to exit the elevator, it is recommended that you continue to ignore her. It is said that if at any point you interact with this young woman, she will follow you home once you leave the elevator, and I think it goes without saying that most people don't want to bring home any otherworldly being with them. I think I might just skip the elevator game and take the stairs. In our number 8 spot today, we have Ouija boards. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Ouija boards are not to be messed with. Why can't we just leave spirits and otherworldly beings alone? You know, Ouija boards, if you haven't heard of them before, are boards that are printed with letters and numbers and sometimes other signs or a simple yes or no. Users of the Ouija board place their hands on a planchette or pointer, and as they contact otherworldly beings, you can ask questions, and then whatever you've contacted is supposed to take hold of the planchette and either answer your questions with the signs labeled on the board or spell out the answers if the signs aren't enough. Basically, it's like iMessage, but for demons. Need I say more? There have been countless stories of people using Ouija boards in extremely haunted places, or some people not closing their Ouija board sessions properly and then having to face the consequences of those decisions. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, it's probably best to just play this one on the safe side and leave the ghosts alone. In our number 7 spot today, we have Randonautica. Randonautica is an app that absolutely blew up on TikTok last year. The app uses a quantum number generator to give you some coordinates that are in your area so that you can go and explore, which would make it seem like some sort of fun adventure game that shows you new places you haven't seen yet, but instead there have just been countless stories of people encountering some pretty creepy stuff while out randonauting. People have had paranormal experiences, many of which have been well documented on social media, while others have found objects that are are most definitely cursed. A group of teenagers even made the gruesome discovery of a suitcase which ended up containing 2 bodies while randonauting, which is absolutely insane. Even though the coordinates are supposed to be random, it always seems to lead to something scary and sinister. I'm not saying that something weird is going on here, I'm just saying this app and game might be a good one to stay the heck away from. In our number 6 spot today we have the triple mirror game. I had never heard of the triple mirror game before I started making this list, and honestly I'm pretty glad about that. So basically for this game you mostly just need a lot of mirrors. Well, actually you need 3 mirrors, no less. You'll also need a big white unscented candle. The unscented part is preferred because I heard ghosts don't like eucalyptus. So anyway, you light the candle and put it on the floor, and then you configure all of the mirrors in such a way that they reflect the image of the room's door in all 3 of the mirrors. It's not an easy setup for this spooky game, but that really is the hardest part. Once you get all the mirrors meticulously placed in the correct way, it is said you'll be able to see all of the ghosts that inhabit your room only through the 3rd mirror. Sometimes these ghosts will only be seen in flashes, and I'm not sure if that's more or less creepy. I'm not gonna lie, this game doesn't sound fun. In our number 5 spot today we have Charlie Charlie. Charlie Charlie went viral a few years ago as it quickly became a social media challenge that people wanted to try out. The game consists of crossing 2 pencils over one another on top of a piece of paper marked with yes or no. From there you can ask Charlie questions, and apparently the top pencil will move depending on the answer to your question. Who is answering your questions? Well, apparently Charlie, who is said to actually be a demon. Okay, summoning demons wasn't exactly high on my list of fun games to play, but to each their own, I suppose. In our number 4 spot today we have Bloody Mary. This one is pretty famous, so there's a good chance you've heard of it already. This game, which in North America we call Bloody Mary, exists in multiple countries around the world, all with slightly different backstories depending on the location, but with relatively the same rules and outcome. So realistically this game can be played in any indoor room, but because of the fact that it requires a total blackout with no light leaking in, the most popular place to play the game is in the bathroom. Wait until nightfall and then enter the room with the necessary supplies. With a candle lit, look into the mirror and continue repeatedly chanting the name Bloody Mary until you reach the magic number 13. From here, people have explained that they have seen the apparition of Bloody Mary screaming at them, cursing at them, sometimes even going as far as to harm people, steal their soul, drink their blood, or even scratch their eyes out. I don't know, you guys. There's just some things you don't risk. Whether I believe in it or not, why would I try and find out? In our number 3 spot today we have the Midnight Game. This game is said to have originated from an old pagan ritual that was used to punish those who broke the law. Basically, you write your full name out on a piece of paper and place it in front of a wooden door. Then you light a candle and set it on the piece of paper and wait until just before midnight, and then knock on the door 22 times so that the last knock perfectly lines up with the first stroke of midnight. If you complete this, it is said that you will have unleashed the Midnight Man. Who is the Midnight Man? Well, apparently he's some sort of supernatural creature that is now hunting you for the next 3 hours. From the time he is unleashed until 3:33 a.m., you have to walk around with your candle and try not to get caught. If the candle goes out, that means he's close. If you can't get the candle relit, it's advised that you surround yourself with salt. If you don't act quick enough and the Midnight Man catches you, well, no one knows exactly what happens because no one's still around to tell the tale. In our number 2 spot today we have Charlotte's Mirror. What is up with ghosts and mirrors, you guys? This game involves the conjuring of a spirit of a 7-year-old girl whose mother was burned at the stake in the 15th century after being accused of witchcraft. All you need to play this game is a dark room, a mirror, and something that Charlotte might like a toy. Put the toy on the floor, and while only looking at the reflection of it in the mirror, wait to see if Charlotte approves. If she does, she'll reward you by answering any questions you may have, but the trouble comes if you didn't bring her a gift she likes. It is said that Charlotte especially hates candles, so it's also recommended you don't bring one of those. Rumor has it she's not a ghost you want to mess with. In our number 1 spot today we have the Closet Game. This is like 7 Minutes in Heaven, except the exact opposite of that. For this game, around midnight you step into a dark closet and close the door. You wait for 2 minutes and then hold out an unlit match. From here, you need to chant, "Show me the light or leave me in the darkness." If you hear voices whispering behind you, fight the instinct to run as fast as you can and instead light the match right away. Don't let it go out though. If you do, that's when the demon will grab you and take you to wherever he came from, and that is not a place you want to go. As long as the match is lit, it acts as your protection. You can listen to what the whispers have to say for as long as you like, and when you're ready, slowly, without letting the match go out, reach for the door and leave the closet. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thank you so much for checking it out. Let me know down below in the comments if you would try any of these games out. And if you have, did you unleash the Midnight Man? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it today, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. I have been your host today, Olivia Kosolofski, and I'll see you next time. Bye!